Welcome back to the 1998 USDF National Dressage Symposium. This is Bill Woods speaking. This volume covers the work from 2nd through 4th levels.
If he doesn't listen to the leg, then I make the horse straight, like a leg yielding. So when you come out of the corner, you leave the hind leg to the left, to the right of the center line. But they are still looking at me. If you feel that they get strong or they don't listen to the left leg, then you make the neck straight and correct the horse in the leg yielding. Look here. Yeah, right leg still also near. Good. So that you really feel that you can ride forward. Go right again. Yeah, good. Look at me. Good. Okay, it's a nice movement. And then you just check yourself that you are not pulling on the inside. When she is good, don't try to bend more and more. That's good. Okay, good. And then you can change rein. Go down and change rein. Okay, next time you come and you start with the travers, and then you make her straight on the center line. You take the hind leg back to the center line for between V and S, and then you do it again. Stay on the line, good. And then you make, good. And then you bend again. Stay on the center line, stay on the center line. Don't ask the bending from one step to the next, peu en peu, little by little. Stay on the center line, good. Okay, and make hind leg go back. Make the hind leg go back and ride straight. And then you bend again to the left. Then it, yeah. Yeah, too late. But that's also okay. But now you know that you have to keep the inside, the left leg a bit more near. Yeah, okay, look at me, good. And then you make her slowly straight, good. And then slowly bending again, but keep the front leg on the track. That was better. Good. I mean, riding is really about control. Not controlling in a nasty way, but controlling yourself good and really knowing what you are doing. This exercise will go on. I mean, now I use it for the flying changes, but I also use the same exercise to get more bending, to get more collection in the horses, and especially then for preparing the zigzags, which we are going to see too, so that we have one half pass after another, first in trot and then in canter. But why I use it here now is because we are going to do the flying changes. Really the question for the changes are to be able to rebalance the horse so that he does a change, so that he gets his balance right again. When I do the changes, I always try only to think that the hind legs are changing the lead, because it's much easier, like a horse that changes late behind. In my opinion, the horse changes too early in front. Normally, the horse has the time to do the change with the front leg, but he doesn't have the time to do the change with the hind leg in the same step. So if I have a horse like that, then when I train him in the changes, I try to stop him from changing with the front leg and just do the change with the hind leg. The actual, or how it happens, the flying change, is that if you have the right lead of the horse, he first comes down with his left hind leg. Then he comes down with his right inside hind leg together with the outside front leg. And then the third sequence is when the front leg is coming down on the ground. And then after that, if he's only going on in canter, he has one moment of suspension when all the legs are in the air. And then it starts again, left hind leg, right hind leg, left front leg, and the third with the right front leg. And really to do the change, the right moment for the horse to do the change is when he is standing on that inside front leg. That's when he can bring the new lead forward. So it's like a split second when the right moment is there. So what I used to, or what I'm always doing is that I really try to teach my students to count the rhythm of the horse. Because if you don't give the aid in the right moment, then it's impossible for the horse to do it. If you give it a bit too early, before the front leg has come down, they have time to do the change with the front leg, but they can't do it with the hind leg. Now, if we have the left canter, we usually then say that the left side is the inside. On a straight line, in principle, the horse should be straight, but you can keep a slight flexion. But that flexion is so small that it's not always that anybody has to see it. So the left side is now the inside of the horse. The main aid for the change will be the rider's left leg. By taking the left leg a little bit more backwards, you shift the weight over to the right side, and that's why he should be doing the changes. It's important that the horse is very responsive to that left leg. If I squeeze with my left leg all the time, he is not going to feel when I want him to do the change. So I don't want to be pushing on the horse in the canter with my left leg. I want that leg to be really light. So I push the horse forward with my outside leg, letting the inside leg be really quite floppy. So we can just stay on the circle now, and every time you go over here by the center line, you ride forward until B. And then you canter again a bit more collected, and then you push them forward again a quarter of a round. Only outside leg. Outside leg forward, forward, forward. Not inside leg, floppy inside leg. Okay, and then collect again, Lois, and then forward again. From center line to the arena, and then collected, and then forward again. More, not in the inside leg. Good. Lois, you really have to concentrate. Let that left leg lie still. Forward, good. And if you look at Wid's lower leg, it's very relaxed and very nicely near. You actually can push her forward very well from your seat. When we have the left canter, and I give the aid for the change with my left leg, somewhere that is pushing the horse forward, and I don't want the horse to run away. So somewhere I have to be able to stop him a little bit. And that I do on the left inside rein. So if I do the change with my left leg, I do him, in the change I make him slow down, or I don't really make him slow down, I just stop him from running away with my inside rein. And then I have to allow him to go forward. If I now want, I have the left lead here, and I use my left leg for the change. I have to make him slow down a little bit on the left rein, and I have to allow him to go forward on the new lead. So I'm not allowed to flex him to the new side when I do the change. The advantage of doing the changes like this is also that you immediately after the change, you have the horse on the outside, new outside rein and new outside leg, and you can push the horse forward. I mean, first when we do the flying changes, we want to be able to do a pure, like a clean change. Then we want to be able to do it on a specific point. And then we want to do it with really a lot of expression. And then we want to have the same canter before, in, and after the change. And one can say that when you really control the canter before the change, in the change, and after the change, then you can do flying changes. And when you can do that, then you can start with sequence changes, like 4 times or 3 times and 2 times. Okay, and then back to the rhythm, what I was talking about. Now we go into canter again. I count for the changes to 3 strides, because on the first stride, I prepare the horse. That's when I push with the outside leg to see that is he really listening to my aid. At the same time, I make him slow down a little bit on the outside rein so that he doesn't get long and floppy for the change. And on the second step, I take back the leg. I prepare myself for the aid on the side where I want, like now it's the left leg that is doing the change, so the left leg is the one that is the important aid. So on the second step, I take that leg back, and on the third step, I want the change to happen. So I count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. First step is the preparation for the change. Outside leg, outside rein. The second step, I pull my left leg a little bit backwards. And in the third step, the horse should do the change. So you can do a small diagonal and one change. Look at her left leg now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, change. She's moving the legs very little, which is nice, because it's much, much easier. You stay on the circle again. It's much easier then to start the sequence changes. If you have to push the leg around, then you start moving your lower leg too much. Then you control her again with the outside leg. Just see that you can push her forward if you need, but that she is not running away. It's really only to get a bit more energy. Outside rein, keep her straight. And then you go down again on a short diagonal and you do one change. And you look at her right leg. It's the right leg that is doing, but she's pushing her forward with the left leg. And that's, she gives it very well in the rhythm. Okay, walk, then you go on the circle. And then you try him, or you just check him that he's going forward from your outside leg. And at the same time, you don't let loose of the left rein. And the rhythm is 1, move, change. 1, move, change. And with move, I mean that you move your right leg a little bit back, and you want the change to happen on the third change step. 1, move, change. 1, move, change. Just try to count that for yourself, so that you really get into a rhythm. 1, 2, 3. I never do a change without counting. Never. Because I started up with too many horses doing too bad changes. And it's in the changes that I go wrong when I go wrong. So, good. Even when you start the one times, I count myself in really to set the horse up. Okay, and then you go on a small diagonal and try to count for yourself. Look straight forward, outside leg first. Okay, it was on your aid. You didn't really have the going for the change or for the counter. Come here again on the big circle. Check him out with the outside. You don't need to let everything go away. You just need to start the engine, like with the big motorcycles, without him getting nervous. Yeah, stay on the circle. Really see that you can get him going for your outside leg. Outside rein, make him a bit slow down on the outside rein. Yeah, but still the right leg says go on counter. Still one more. I mean, the flying changes, you can't let the horses do it completely themselves. You have to really set them up in the right position and go on to the diagonal. Action. Good, very good. There you lost a little bit of going forward, but it was good that you didn't try to do the change on the center line. You felt that he was not really going, so you counted 1, 2, 3 again. And that's really the important thing with this, because you learn how should the horse feel on number 1, so that I can do the change on number 3. Okay, and again. That's good. Don't push with the right leg. Don't push with the left leg, and school him for your left leg. And there he was too fast. Okay, walk again. And right rein. And now let loose of your right leg. And then you push him forward only with the left. And if you need, then you tap him a little bit with the whip and say, listen on my left side. Don't do too much on the right leg. And go on the circle. And then you push the hind leg a little bit to the inside, like a travers, what we were doing on the center line. Good. But don't let him go off. Just so that he's not pushing against your left leg. Good. Don't do too much with your right leg. Make him go for your left leg, outside leg. Good. Okay, and then you go on to this little diagonal again. And you can take the rein then with, good, left leg, right leg is steady there. Make him slow down on the left. Good. That was on the aid. 1, 2, 3. Did you see that?
We'll see more of these horses later, but now here is Kira the next day on the second level horse we saw earlier in the shoulder in exercises.
And what we were doing with him, we only did yesterday like circles and shoulder in. I wanted to get to the canter and to the, especially the counter canter. But because he wasn't really enough between the aids, we never got there. Good. Oh. And Ulla says that he's a bit worried with the people here in the indoor. Oh, good. Oh. And there I kicked him a little bit forward, and he thought it was canter, but okay, and then, so then I ride him forward a little bit instead of just, okay. Well, there he picks up the canter again, so it's not really what I want, but I want him to go forward. Okay, what I do now with him, because he wants to stay crooked, and then I have to use one leg more than the other, and that's why he's picking up, or he's hoping for a counter aid. So I stay here on the circle, and I ride a little bit the renvers again with the hind leg to the outside. And now I'm going to push him forward into trot only with my left leg. So I push the hind leg a bit out to the outside. Come. Good. No. No. Okay, and here he's trying different things. But here again, it's not. Come. That's good. Good. Oh, yeah. But like this also, this is his problem. It's not my problem, and it's no use that I get angry or tense. Good. Angry or tense. Good. Good. Oh, nee. Good. Oh. Good. Good. And in one way you can say here that he like tests me out now a little bit and see can he do something else, or I still say no, you have to go forward, and good. Now actually he starts to get a bit more loose in the neck. So good. Still he doesn't. He goes into this canter because he doesn't really want to push forward. And then I say, okay, then go on here. After a while it will get more tiring for him, this little trick, than going into the trot and get the walk after that. Good. Oh, good. There he's thinking. They do have a very small brain. Oh. But they can relate things. Actually, usually they learn bad things much faster than good things. Good. Okay, good. Nee. So. Good. So, yeah, here he has to go forward. We could see yesterday that it's quite easy for him to collect, and that's something that we have to have in the pocket for the future. That's nice. So I don't want really to, because he is over-collecting there, he doesn't really push forward. But that's something that we are going to need later on, so I'm just happy for it. And that's maybe the big difference between somebody who wants to ride Grand Prix later on. I mean, very good. I remember when Matador came to me 3 years old, just broken, and he was very hot. And then we tried to ride him out in the forest, and he would only do piaffe early like this on the spot on the way home. If I would have been somebody who only wanted to ride first level, that would have been disaster, because I could never have been riding the extended walk because he was only doing piaffe. So maybe I would have started to say, no, don't do that, and started to take that away. I knew that I wanted to ride Grand Prix, so I said, good horse, this one we will have for later use. And that is a little bit the same. I was just trotting on a circle with him when he was 5 years old. And I was really just working on bending. It was the only time ever I had a drawing rein on him, because I just wanted him to stay really, really supple. And suddenly when he was going on this 8-meter circle, he started to do passage. And I stopped and patted him and thought, was it true or wasn't it true? And I tried again, and he did just passage. Then I put him into the stable, took him out next day, and he only did passage. And for 3 months he only did passage. But still I was very happy, because I knew that that's what I needed later on. And for him it was so natural that it was like the 5th gear. Okay, now we see if you... Now he'd forgotten it. Good. I still just use one leg now to push the hind leg out. Good, good, good. And the reason that I use one leg is because he's like going against the legs. That's quite often with stallions. The guys like to push. Oh, here he's nice in the hand now.